In the winter of 1950, a new era of military aviation began over Korea. For the very first time, jet fighters entered combat en masse. The Soviet MiG-15, alongside an entire lineup of American aircraft. From the F-80 Shooting Star and F-84 Thunderjet to the iconic F-86 Sabre. Jet aircraft had made their debut at the very end of World War II, but it was the Korean War that became the first major conflict where dozens of jet fighters regularly clashed in the skies. The Thunderjet was among the very first mass-produced jet fighters in U.S. service. As early as 1944, engineers at Republic Aviation attempted to turn the large, rugged P-47 Thunderbolt into a jet aircraft. It quickly became clear, however, that the new propulsion demanded an entirely different layout. Under the leadership of Alexander Kartveli, the design team abandoned the idea of modifying the old airframe and instead set out to create a cleaner, more streamlined aircraft from scratch. That effort gave birth to the F-84, a long, slender fuselage almost entirely occupied by air ducts and internal systems, with fuel stored in a thick, straight wing. Range was extended through the use of external drop tanks. For its time, the prototype's performance looked impressive, and in 1947, the U.S. Air Force officially adopted the aircraft as a daytime jet fighter. In appearance, the F-84 still followed the design principles of wartime piston aircraft. It featured a straight wing and a classic tubular fuselage, without the aerodynamic refinements that would soon define the 1950s. Swept wings and the transonic area rule were still concepts of tomorrow. The jet engine made the Thunderjet significantly faster than its prop-driven predecessors, but it could not break the sound barrier yet, especially at low altitudes, where high drag and structural limits become a serious constraint. The next evolutionary step arrived later in the form of the F-84F Thunderstreak, which introduced swept wings and a more powerful engine. It marked a transition toward a new generation of jet fighters. In December 1950, the first F-84s arrived on the Korean peninsula. Initially, they were used as intended, as daylight escort fighters for B-29 bombers. But soon, MiG-15s appeared in the skies, and the escort role quickly became far more dangerous for the humble Thunderjets. With their swept wings and heavy cannon armament, the MiGs outperformed the Thunderjet at bomber altitudes in speed, climb rate, and maneuverability. Even so, F-84 pilots were far from helpless. By adapting their tactics and making use of the aircraft's stability and gun sight, they managed to score several victories. The Thunderjet's first confirmed kill against a MiG-15 came on January 21, 1951, though at a steep price, as 2 F-84s were lost in the same engagement. After the Korean War, the F-84 was gradually phased out from the fighter role, but firmly established itself as a strike aircraft. It was supplied to NATO allies and other nations, where it served for many years as a jet attacker and fighter bomber. The F-84 is also widely represented in War Thunder, with 13 variants spread across 7 research branches. Despite differences in battle rating and available ordnance, their overall playstyle remains rather consistent. These are fast but not agile fighter bombers, best suited to engaging targets from a distance and striking pre-selected objectives. All F-84 variants offer good speed relative to their contemporaries, allowing them to enter combat quickly and disengage when necessary. Their drawbacks are low maneuverability and relatively modest forward armament, 6 50 caliber M3 Browning machine guns. As a result, these planes are not reliable dogfighters. Prolonged duels should be avoided. The optimal tactic is to climb away from the center of the battle to gain altitude and energy advantage. Priority targets should be slower aircraft or enemies already engaged in maneuvering fights, as they are less aware of their surroundings. Even then, caution is essential. The Thunderjet's limited firepower demands precise aim in order to inflict meaningful damage and prevent a counterattack. If an attack fails or multiple opponents intervene, your altitude advantage should allow you to quickly build speed, disengage from danger, and return after regrouping. In mixed battles, the F-84's capabilities are revealed more fully. Each variant carries a substantial ground attack payload, including various rockets and bombs of up to 1,000 pounds, and on the F variant, up to 2,000 pounds. The final model in particular is also one of the most convenient aircraft for CCRP bombing. It combines a relatively low battle rating with high speed and effective bomb loads. Custom loadouts are available across the entire lineup, making it worthwhile to prepare several configurations for different missions and budgets. A good starting point is getting as many of your biggest bombs as possible and filling the rest with unguided rockets. This can then serve as a baseline, which can later be refined into lighter, more specialized setups. The Thunderjet arrived too late to fight jet-powered Messerschmitts and too early to truly match the MiGs on equal terms. Even so, it played a crucial role in shaping jet aviation and became one of the first U.S. aircraft capable of carrying a nuclear weapon. In War Thunder, it stands as a solid Rank 5 aircraft, demanding but highly effective in skilled hands. Do you enjoy flying the first mass-produced U.S. jet fighter? Let us know in the comments down below.